Today on the podcast, we're going to talk about some really common marketing mistakes that I see, and I'm just going to call them out and have a bit of an open discussion with you about them. And hopefully they're not mistakes you make, but if they are, then hopefully after listening to this episode, you will make them no more. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hey there, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 76 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I really do appreciate you making me one of them. If you're a first-time listener, then hey, super welcome to you. I'm ecstatic that you're here listening to me. I am, of course, the host, Jen Donovan, and it's my job via this podcast, social media, and just about everywhere else I hang out to make your business life simpler, because I know that business can be lonely. I know it can be hard and complicated, and it's rarely easy, but it should be simple, or at least a wee bit simpler. So that, of course, is my commitment to you on the Small Business Made Simple podcast. One way that I can help you make your life a little bit simpler is if you join in the conversations in the Like-Minded Business Owners Facebook group. It's your place to hang out with other like-minded business owners, but also to ask questions and learn from each other. It really is a fantastic little group. If you're not a member, then head to Facebook and search Like-Minded Business Owners, or of course you can come to the show notes for this episode and the link will be there. The show notes, of course, can be found at all the W's, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/76. I not only teach marketing, study marketing, research marketing, but I also watch marketing from, of course, a marketer's perspective. And there's a few things I see go wrong in different businesses' marketing. Everyone from people with high-level marketing budgets all the way down to the mum and dad business. So today on the podcast, I just want to chat about 7 of them. I want to call them out. I hope that whenever I talk about them, you say, nah, I'm not doing that, Jen. I'm all good. But if you are doing some of these, then maybe after this podcast, you'll think about the theory behind it and maybe you won't do it anymore. That's my hope, that marketing will become just a little bit simpler by me chatting to you about these 7 marketing mistakes that I actually see quite often. Because even if I'm totally honest with you, sometimes I actually do 1 or 2 of them. Marketing is a consistent job. What do they say? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And sometimes I even find myself falling into some of these traps, especially number 6. Number 6 is definitely my weakness. So, watch that when we get to it. But let's talk about 7 common marketing mistakes that I see. The first one is, believe it or not, no strategy. People don't have a marketing strategy. They post for posting's sake. They post because some backcrap crazy marketer said they should, and all they want to do is tick posting off their list. They email maybe once or twice, maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe nothing. I can't think of anything to say sort of scenario, so I'm not going to email. They're showing up when you're ready. You're not showing up when your client is wanting to hear from you. And also people choose the hours and the platforms and the methods that suit them, not that suit their client. Because remember, business is all about our clients and our customer. It isn't about us. If any of this sounds familiar to you at all, then I guess you've got to look at it that marketing without a strategy is like traveling without a map. Yeah, sure, you'll get there at some stage, but if you had a map, you would get there quicker, simpler, and maybe you might even have more fun on the way there. They talk about life is not about the destination, it's about the journey. But marketing is not like life like that. Marketing is all about the destination. Perhaps the destination is a sale, perhaps it's a lead, perhaps it's like getting someone on a discovery call, or even someone walking into your bricks and mortar office or store. So the first step, I would say, in getting a marketing strategy is start with the end in mind. I have talked about this numerous times on numerous podcasts. You've got to start with the end in mind. Start with the destination. What do you want your client or your customer to do, and work backwards from there. Please stop posting for posting's sake and emailing, for emailing's sake, or even worse, not emailing because you think you have nothing to say. Get a strategy. It should be one of those things that you're sitting down and thinking about, yearly, half yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, however suits you. Not having a strategy with your marketing, or not having a marketing strategy, could actually be doing worse for your business and your brand than what it could be doing good for your business and your brand. So step 1, start with the end in mind. The second thing that I see is people treating social media like it's their entire marketing strategy. This one probably drives me a little bit insane often. And I see it time and time again where people are just so fixated on getting their social media right and not really thinking about all the other strategies that they should be using. If this is you, if you are only on social media and you have no other marketing strategy, I want you to put your hand in the air right now and say your name, promise you, Jen, I will not put all my eggs into the social media basket from this day on, and I will start talking to my clients and my customers offline as well. We've got to chant it. We've got to say it. Ask yourself the question, and I think I spoke about this on the podcast not so long ago. If Facebook or Instagram or any of the other platforms you're on, or all of the platforms, shut down tomorrow, do you still have a business? If social media disappeared overnight, do you still have a business? And be honest, it's only yourself you're being dishonest to. I'm sure as you're listening to this, you are alone. So be honest, do you still have a business? If your answer is, well, maybe, I'm not sure, then please, please, please start looking into other marketing strategies. I've seen it, I've heard it too many times where businesses have lost their business overnight because all they had in order to attract and to nurture and to convert and to ascend their people was social media. Social media is fabulous. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. And it definitely should be one of your marketing strategies, but it cannot be all of your marketing strategies. So please, if it is you, let's have a chat. Let's talk about some other marketing strategies that you can put into your business. The third one, as I hop down from my high horse about not putting all your eggs in a social media basket, is that people think, good content is enough. Done is good enough. Now, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that we live in a really highly competitive and crowded market space, no matter what your business is. So, no, sorry, good is not good enough. If we want to stand out from the crowd, we need to be putting our best freaking content out there. We need to at least have our customers and clients think that our content is freaking fabulous. No matter what industry you're in, become that go-to person in your town or in your industry or in your district or wherever it is that you get the bulk of your clients. How do you become that go-to person? Well, I guess you become that go-to person by putting out freaking fabulous content to your ideal client, and the content that your ideal client loves and gets enormous value from, and starts to really build that relationship with them. And there's no question when it comes time to buy, it's time to buy from you because you have done the hard yards with your fabulous content. The fourth marketing mistake that I see is people use social media as a substitute for personal contact. Like number 2, social media can't be everything. And it can't be the only way you communicate with people either. Posting and DMing and commenting and messaging, they are all great communication strategies, and you should be using them all and using them correctly within your business. But don't forget about, the age-old ones of, perhaps the phone, picking up and hearing a human voice, or the modern one like Zoom or Skype. Or, of course, the one we're missing out on right now as I record this in June 2020, actual face-to-face meetings. And if you are using communication strategies like DMing and messaging and that, you do video messaging, do voice messaging, take it up to the next level. Stand out from the crowd by using tools that we have and using them differently to everybody else in your industry. It's so important that we start showing up the way our clients and our customers need us to. And for some, that actually does mean human-to-human contact and actually having human-to-human conversations with words and facial expressions to fit those words. The 5th marketing mistake that I see people often make is they don't back up their efforts. If you say you'll do something, you've got to do it. What's that old retail saying? Under promise and over deliver. It's not the other way around. We do not over promise and under deliver. We've got to under promise and over deliver to completely delight our customers and have them have a fantastic user experience. Also, if you're telling a client or a customer to go online and do X, whether that's book a call or buy the certain thing that they want to buy, make sure your efforts are backed up with a good, seamless customer experience. And to look at it another way, make sure that your social media accounts and your website and your bricks and mortar store, if you have one, all look like they belong to the same brand. Wherever you are, make sure the branding is consistent, the messaging is consistent, the tone of voice that you have in your writing or your actual voice is consistent. And of course, it goes without saying, you are somewhere in that mix of being online, being part of your brand. Like when I say you, I mean your face. I can see you. I can see the business owner. I'm like, yay, I know what the business owner looks like. We need to pack up our efforts, and please remember, under promise and over deliver. Completely delight your customers. The 6th marketing mistake that I see people make is they forget why they're on social media and they fall down the rabbit hole. As I said at the start, this is my trap. I actually think I have a condition called rabbit hole condition. I'm pretty sure it's a diagnosis that I've given myself. I hear from so many business owners that they are too busy to post on social media. But honestly, I think they're just going down rabbit holes. Maybe they're trying to see what everyone else is doing to give them an idea of what they should be doing, or they get involved with things that don't involve them. For me, going down a rabbit hole is, just getting sucked into, going down someone's feed or watching too many Instagram stories or Pinterest. Pinterest is just, rabbit hole central. I can go looking for one thing and an hour later pop my head up and I haven't even found the thing that I wanted. I've just fallen down a continuous rabbit hole. So I get it that social media can be a little bit tricky, but that's when, number 1, having a really great strategy can really help you pull yourself out of these rabbit holes. If you find that you are just completely, I go on social media and I get so overwhelmed, then a strategy will absolutely help you with that. The 7th marketing mistake that I see small business owners make and medium-sized business owners make and big business owners make is bright, shiny objects. I know I talk about BSOs a little bit, but, seriously, we need to be aware of bright, shiny objects. Distractions masquerading as opportunities. Following the trends, the next best big thing, even though you haven't thought about a strategy of that new thing and how it will actually impact A, your current strategy, B, your clients, or even if your clients are on there or want you to be on there or want to hear from you on there. We can't just go, bright shiny object, I'll do that. That looks really good and it's trending and it's getting lots of, airtime, blah, blah, blah. But Are your clients there? Do they want to hear from you there? What's the strategy? These are the things we've got to think about. Business fail to grow simply by getting distracted by these things. Being distracted by what someone else is doing, what your competitors are doing, what Bob down the road told you was working really well for Amanda around the corner who sells bricks, but you actually sell sandwiches. So, what Amanda's doing may not actually work for you, and it may not be the best use of your time, your energy, and your efforts. When you feel like you need to take on a new strategy or follow a new path, ask yourself those 3 little words, the ones that I have a love-hate relationship with. For what purpose? If you can clearly state the purpose and tell another trusted source and they don't give you the look, then perhaps it's a good thing. But if you get the WTF look, then perhaps it's not a good thing. Remember those 3 words, for what purpose? So that's the 7 marketing mistakes that I see made all too often. Like I said to the start, I hope that you don't see yourself in any of them. But if you do, that's totally okay. And acknowledging them is actually part of the journey to change. So let's recap them. Number 1 was no strategy. Number 2 was treating social media like your entire marketing strategy. Number 3 was good content is enough and done is good enough. Number 4 is using social for a substitute for personal contact. Number 5 was not backing up your efforts. Number 6 was you forget why you're on social media and fall down a rabbit hole. And number 7 was bright, shiny object syndrome. Of course, that is all now for episode 76. I hope that you have got something out of this. If you find yourself doing any of these marketing mishaps, then please, sit down, have a think about it, give yourself a bit of room and a bit of time to go through and see how you can actually change what you're doing. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you don't have a marketing strategy, then please make that a priority in your business. I will, of course, be back next Thursday with another great episode on how you can simplify your business in 2020. If you're enjoying the podcast, and you've listened this far, so hopefully you have enjoyed the podcast, I would love you to subscribe to it. Maybe share this episode with another superstar business owner who's doing that daily grind and would really appreciate someone making their business life a little bit simpler. And if you have 2 minutes, a rating and a review would warm my heart immensely. I will see you next week on the podcast for episode 77. But in the meantime, maybe we can hang out and get social on social. You'll find me on Instagram at Small Business Made Simple. On Facebook, come and join the Like-Minded Business Owners group. And of course, my favorite is LinkedIn. But whatever you do, remember my small business peeps. As my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
Say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.